So this is Kel'Thuzad's Phylactery. So I was just talking about Dungeons and Dragons in the manual, the 2025 manual, how they renamed Phylactery to like Spirit Jar or whatever. And I brought up World of Warcraft, saying, I didn't really play through all of Shadowlands because I got bored with it real fast, and I didn't do the raid. So I said that we still, as far as I know, his phylactery hasn't been destroyed or anything, but apparently in Shadowlands, we do finally take care of his phylactery and get rid of Kel'Thuzad after he keeps coming back over and over and over. Um, but I brought up the fact of, it's like, well, if I was a lich and I had a phylactery that contained my spirit, my soul, I wouldn't put it in a place where people could find it. You know? It would be buried in the desert under the sand, not in a crypt or a tomb. It'd be at the bottom of the ocean. It wouldn't be in behind a hidden wall where there's clear incantations protecting it. It would be somewhere where no one could ever find it, or it's a place that no one would even think of looking. I brought up in Lord of the Rings. Look how long Bilbo had the ring in the Shire. No one knew that it was there. The Nazgul, Sauron, no one knew it because no one would ever think to look in the Shire. If you're living in Middle Earth and you told someone, hey, they've got the Ring of Power in the Shire, the person would look at you like you were crazy. Like, trying to pull one over on me, huh? Because that's how they saw hobbits. That's how they saw the Shire. This unsuspecting place, no one would ever think of looking there for a Ring of Power. Not just a Ring of Power, the Ring of Power. Which is one reason why Bilbo had it there for so many years. He got the ring when he was 60 years old, and then he finally passed it on to Frodo when he was 111. So he had that ring in there for a long time, and no one was like, hey, let's go check places we haven't checked. Let's go check the Shire. Maybe they have the Shire. Are you kidding me? I'm gonna distance myself from you. So, phylacteries you using in games, you find them in creepy tombs, usually protected by the cultists or incantations and stuff like that, or pyramids or whatever. For me, it's like, why would you put it in an obvious spot? I get the whole hiding in plain sight, but if your phylactery looks like this, I think people are going to catch on fairly quickly. It's not like an unsuspecting looking jar. It's radiating, and it's got green mist flowing out of it. Pretty sure people will be looking at that and saying, huh, I think that's a phylactery. Well, it just gives off like a spiritually ghostly presence. I don't think that's just a regular jar. I think that's a phylactery. So for me, I would, again, probably bottom of the ocean. It's like, oh, well, what if something eats it? Okay. These things are magically reinforced. So even if it was sitting in the stomach of some massive fish or whatever, that fish would die and the phylactery would still be just fine. Bottom of the ocean, desert, not in a crypt or a pyramid, but just random place in the desert, and there'd be no signs that it was there because it's like you dig in dirt, right? But there's signs in the dirt that someone's been there, that the dirt has been disturbed. It's not like that in the desert. Once you dig up the sand, a few minutes later, the wind comes along and just whoosh, and then you have a mountain of sand over it again. So there'd be no signs of anything being hidden underneath. What's another good place you could hide it? It's like hiding the Death Note. It's like, oh, so many places, but not many good ones. Where else would be a good place? Bottom of the ocean. I would take my phylactery and put it on a rocket and send it to Mars. Which would be a good idea once space travel was available. some random place on Mars. That'd be pretty cool. Or the moon. You know, just sending your phylactery up to the moon. Um, I mean, anywhere that's quiet, uh, off the beaten path, but also not, again, not nowhere near structures of any kind. Because the minute people see ruins and crypts and tombs and pyramids and this and that, they're like, oh, I bet there's something good in there. So it would have to be an unsuspecting place. Um, I would bury it in a child's sandbox. But not bury in the sandbox. I buried under the sandbox. No, that would be a terrible place. Terrible place. You know, it was like you move out of the house because, you know, you got to move, and then the new family comes in and then starts tearing up the yard for renovations, and they dig up your phylactery. That wouldn't be very good at all, would it? Suddenly, you know, 10-year-old Jimmy's got your phylactery in his hands. So that would not be good at all. Uh I live out in the country, like not really live out in the country, but I live in North Carolina. There's enough country around here. I would say that would probably be a pretty cool place. We got the lake. It's right there. Again, large body of water is always good. You just don't want it to be around. Well, no, then again, no. The lake, that's not a very good idea. The lake here is man-made. So there's like an entire town and stuff that was moved, like cleared out, and the place is flooded, and people go down there all the time for pictures and stuff like that. And so having a phylactery down there would not be a very good idea. There's also a lot of planes and stuff that have gone down there in the you know, in the years, and so it's like putting in a phylactery in like Loch Ness or something. People are constantly going to be looking around there trying to find a Loch Ness monster. So chances are they might, with sonar or whatever, come across your phylactery. Um, so you don't want it that in a place like that, even though it's like a large body of water. There's still, you know, that there are people who go there. So the lake definitely wouldn't be good. You know, Loch Ness, something like that, definitely would not be good. Um, yeah, the middle of the ocean. I mean, how vast the ocean is. Um, I mean, and the great part about the ocean is we have only explored like what 5% of it. So, uh, there's still a whole percentage, a whole lot that hasn't been explored where it could remain safe. But no, it's like one of those things. It's like, you know, people are going to try looking for it. We're not looking for it specifically, but people are going to try to explore and kind of get to know these unfamiliar, undiscovered places. Um, so yeah, the ocean may not be that great, considering at some point our ocean will be fully explored. I could, and while I do say desert, but then I think, you know, people out there looking for ancient ruins and stuff like that, but they would have no reason to go there unless they firmly believe that there was something there. So that's why I would probably put in a place where I know full well there are no ruins, and bury it there. So that way no one will be like, oh, let's see if there's ancient ruins here. No, um, same thing with like a rainforest or something. It would have to be somewhere that isn't around ruins, or, you know, top of a mountain would be cool. But again, people climb mountains, so it'd be too easy to find, even if it was buried under the snow. Huh. The more I think about the good places, like I said, the desert would definitely be one. I mean, people know that, like the entire desert obviously is not going to have ruins and civilization like from ages ago in there, so. But definitely out of the way. Because again, you want to stay away from crypts, you want to stay away from pyramids, you want to stay away from tombs, you don't want to put it behind a sealed door or trust cultists to it. You don't want to do that. That's basically you're asking to die for good. What's another place? Oh, that's messed up. That's messed up. I'm not gonna. It's a joke, but we're not allowed to be funny anymore, so I'm not gonna say it. Um, that would be a good place, though. That would be a good place. But yeah, if you were a lich and you had to hide your phylactery somewhere, where would it be? What's the best place you could think of to hide a phylactery? And let's keep it on Earth, because like I said, space travel isn't available right now. So as much as I would love to put a phylactery on the moon, or not on the moon, because we can get to the moon, but like on Mars, or we can't do that yet. So we gotta stick to Earth. We gotta stick to Earth. But yeah, you're a lich. You gotta hide your phylactery somewhere. Where you putting it? But yeah, simple question. But that's gonna do it for me. You guys know the drill. I'll see you guys later. Bye, guys.